Now to business, the Fed government is planning to buy 10,000 tractors from Brazil to boost agriculture in the country. The government also said it would establish model grazing reserves in selected states of the country next year. The latest development came months after Nigerians in some sections of the country had expressed opposition to similar ideas. Grazing reserves are areas set aside for the use of pastoralists and area intended to be focused on livestock development. Earlier, the federal government had moved the idea of establishing the Rural Grazing Reserves, National Livestock Information Program, and other similar programs aimed at putting an end to incessant clashes between farmers and herders. But the Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Mohammed Abubakar, while appearing before the House of Rep Joint Committee on Agricultural Production and Services from the 2022 Budget Defense in Abuja, on Thursday disclosed that the government will establish model grazing reserves in some states next year. However, he did not disclose the details of how the government plans to do so. Governor Dagbo Abiodun of Ogun State has explained why the state joined other states in the dispute over who should collect the value-added tax between the federal and state governments. According to Abiodun, his government was taking advantage of the VAT controversy to ensure Ogun State gets its fair share from the revenue being generated from the system. The governor disclosed this on Thursday when he hosted members of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, ICAN, in his Okemosan office in Abeokuta. According to the governor, in spite of the huge revenue being generated from VAT in Ogun State, what the state gets from the federal government does not reflect what it generates, insisting that the state action on the VAT controversy was to ensure fairness. He explained that Ogun generates so much money, yet it does not have a bigger chunk of the fund we worked with our sweat and blood to generate. End of quote. Abiodun lamented that Nigeria was spending so much in subsidizing petroleum products. This, he said, resulted in wasting funds needed to provide basic amenities. He informed the ICAN leadership that the state had generated 75 billion naira in the first 3 quarters of the year 2021, stressing that it was working towards doing better next year. Still in business, the Nigerian Communications Commission (NCC) has put on the reserve price for the auction of each of the 2 lots of 100 mH said in the 3.5 GHz band at approximately $75 billion for the deployment of 5G services. This is contained in the draft information memorandum for 3.5 GHz auction as presented by Director Spectrum Administration Department at NCC, Engineer Oluwatoyi Y. Asaju, at a stakeholders engagement forum which was held in Lagos yesterday. As contained in the draft IM, an initial bid deposit equal to 10% of the reserve price is adopted in line with the previous auction. The auction comes with a 10-year spectrum license and a minimum requirement for an operational unified access service license. Also, new entrants or licenses without a UASL will be required to additionally obtain a UASL operational license, as network operators would be required to meet all auction conditions.